Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.
7. 7. 7.
And then if you just want to zoom it, and then
7.
see where you can get for the light.
7.
He's got his half. He's got a middle.
Is it good?
Kill.
It is good.
Okay.
It's good.
Alright, I know most of you guys here have heard of attention deficit hyperactive disorder, also known as ADHD. It is the name of a group of behaviors found in many adults and children. People who have ADHD are said to be have trouble paying attention in school, at home, or at work. They may be much more active or impulsive than what is normal for their behavior or for their age. ADHD is more common in boys than in girls, states FamilyDoctor.org. Within the past 20 years, this condition, ADHD, has become the most researched and best known of the childhood behavior disorders. Researchers say that this condition is severe enough to be very distressing to teachers and parents. Although ADHD may be a true disorder, and I believe that some children do benefit from prescribed medications, but the amount of children that are diagnosed with this disorder is repulsive. Children are simply diagnosed with this disorder by having their parents fill out an evaluation questionnaire form. This disorder is not being evaluated the way it should be. Children that are being questioned for ADHD should be highly observed and evaluated before handing out prescribed medications. The diagnosis is out of control. I have seen the negative effects it has on a child's life. This disorder needs to be taken more seriously before our children's lives are destroyed. And I actually happened to have that happen to me when I was a young girl. I was always really busy myself. My mouth was always moving, my feet were always going, and then one day my mother was called into the elementary school to have a meeting with one of my teachers. And I didn't know what she was having a meeting about, but that day that she went in, I remember her coming home and she seemed very aggravated and just really confused. So I went to bed that night wondering what they could have possibly been talking about. And when I woke up in the morning, I had heard anger in my mom's voice, and I knew she was talking to my grandmother. And when I heard, so I strained from my bedroom with a listening ear, trying to hear what she was saying, and I just remember her saying that my daughter does not have ADHD, and there's no way that she's going to be put on medication just because she might be a little bit more active than the person sitting next to her. And to this day, I thank my mother for using her intuitions and not subjecting me to a childhood of a zombie. Jim Jacob, ADHD researcher, states this disorder affects 1 in 5 school-age children. And it said that this is how you identify a child with attention hyperactive disorder. Yes, ADHD. Oh, okay. All right. Here's what it's said to have. You're claimed to, these are the symptoms if you have ADHD. Does not finish tasks, does not listen, is distracted, difficult concentrating, difficult sticking to play, impulsive, acts before thinking, shifts from one activity to another, difficulty organizing work, always on the go, and restless during sleep. And they're also considered hyper. And it said that if you have ADD, then you have all of the symptoms over here, but you're just not active. So now, to my argument against this, this nonsense of diagnosing everybody that is evaluated for ADHD. So what I'm thinking here is that physicians and ADHD researchers are saying is that every person existing on this planet has this disorder, because I can guarantee you every one of us in this room has one or more of those symptoms that I just said there. See? Got hands going, hands going, exactly. So what they're trying to say is that if you're too hyper, then you're not normal, and if you're not active enough, then you're also punished for it. So what is normal, and who is to say what normal is? Parents need to be the advocates for their children and hold true to their beliefs and their values. There are no two people the same, and everyone is unique and beautiful in their own different way. It truly breaks my heart to see children's personalities altered by medication. In fact, this is the fastest growing diagnosis amongst children. ADHD medicine prescriptions grew from 23,000 in 2007 to 2 million in 2010. That states Mike Adams, the health ranger editor of nationalnews.com. This is where all of us should stop and think for a minute. Doesn't that seem to be a really fast-growing disorder? Do you know, 23,000 to 2 million in just 3 years? Okay, so this diagnosis, I feel, is a pure convenience. The people that are reaping the benefits from this are personally the drug companies. They're wanting to keep on prescribing zombie-like medication to our children. Doctors that want to continue their revenue. Parents that want peace and quiet and they just want an answer for their children's out-of-control behaviors. And teachers not wanting to deal with hyperactive children. They want all children to be like little mice. Maybe this reason is because there's so many children in the classroom at a time. Think about how hard it would be if you had 30 kids and you had to try to gain them all under your control. So it seems that teachers these days take the easy way out and just want a group of clone children. And to achieve this, they recommend prescribed medication. This brings me to my next point. Society claims that our children are not as active as they used to be. But if they are busy, then they are punished with medication. If the children are sitting down too much, they're labeled as being lazy. And then older generations reflect on how kids are just not active anymore. Today, it seems like kids they can't be themselves. They cannot just win. They're all walking around with big fat labels on their head stating, I'm hyper, I'm a skateboarder, I'm a TV bum. Okay, cut.